Hi again then guys, and welcome to another Forza Horizon 3 speed setup, and this time we've got another DLC car, this time from the Hot Wheels car pack, and this is one of my two favourite vehicles from that pack, the Zenvo ST1. An insanely powerful supercar. I love how totally and unapologetically unique the Zenvo is. They don't even care about getting the best performance out of that power. The top speed in real life is like 233 miles per hour, which most people would say for a car with 1100 horsepower is not great. But they don't even care, because that's not the point. I love that kind of supercar, and I always will. Now, as far as upgrades go, I would recommend having all-wheel drive, which really helps you get all of that power and torque down. You've got a huge amount of power, almost the same amount of torque as a fully tuned Veyron Super Sport, which is pretty impressive. It's not quite as quick as that car, but still. As far as the rest, you guys know the drill. Improve your tyres, upgrade anything you can, basically. I wouldn't recommend the front or rear wing, as you can see, because they're just not necessary for a top speed tune. Now, of course, if you want to alter the tune and have straight line performance and improve the handling, but of course you will lose a little bit of top speed, then you could fit the wing. But as I said, that's just not the purpose of this particular tune. Now, the acceleration is fantastic. The top end speed, as I mentioned in real life even, isn't quite as strong. But with a Zenvo, it's almost not even that annoying that it's not as quick, because again, that's not really the point. 251 miles per hour flat out, and the 0 to 60 and 0 to 100 are very impressive. 1.7 to 60, 3.3 to 100 is very impressive, in fact. Now, as far as the gearbox, I would recommend 2.85 on the final drive, then individual gears of 2.9, 1.99, 1.5, 1.19, 0.97 and 0.8. Then for alignment, neutral camber and tow, 4 degrees of caster. I've got the anti-roll on 17, front and rear, springs on 95, 145, and I've opted for the highest ride height. You don't have to go for that, but personally I like the way it looks like that. It doesn't look jacked up, even though it is as high as it can go. As far as dampers, we've got those on 9, 12, 4 and 6. Aero doesn't apply, and for the diff, 100% on your acceleration, 0 on deceleration, and as I often do, I've gone for 70% in favour of the back end. And as I often say, if you want it to be more tail happy or more drift happy, of course you could put that up to say 75 or even 80. Now, this tune is on my storefront. Due to the nature of the fact that it is slightly slower than some of my others, I can't guarantee how long it will be on there for. That will all depend on how popular the tune is. So if it gets a decent amount of downloads, then I'll leave it up there. If it takes a bit longer, then I might well get rid of the tune from the storefront to replace it with a faster one. So get it while you can if you want it from the storefront, or alternately you can just of course follow this tutorial. But that's it for the tune. So now of course all that remains is to actually take it out on the street to see what it's capable of. Now, the funny thing about the Zenvo is that its best attribute, I would say, is probably the attribute which you would expect to be its worst, and that is actually handling. In a straight line, it's fast, there's no doubt about that. It can go beyond the benchmark, up around 253 with this particular tune, plus you've got a bit of space for draft, or slipstream in other words, but the acceleration is great. Even then though, it's the handling which is the most surprising. Regardless of whether you fit it with all-wheel drive or keep rear-wheel drive, the job that the car does of getting so much power and especially so much torque down to the road efficiently, even off the line, is remarkably impressive. It's a very good handling car, especially given its power. So if you do decide to get the DLC and to use this car and potentially this tune, I hope of course you have a lot of fun with it, and there are plenty more tunes like this to check out on the channel, which you can see by clicking through to the playlist at the end of this video. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.